as it is in Thailand today, then the law becomes near meaningless. And as you know, Thailand is a state that I would say operates on two levels. There is one level for the elites, and there is one level for those who the elites view as an enemy. And that's why we who are engaged in Thailand constantly talk of the dual standard, the double standard, the fact that those people who seized the airport can run the government, while people who have engaged in peaceful protest in the red-shirted encampment are kept in chains in military bases.
Even the airport or the government house were captured, were seized by some groups. Today they are still free. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I see the point that this political crisis in Thailand, it is connected with the legal problems as well. That's why Thailand now, to me or to us, we see that the problem is not really with the legal. It is with the power, what you call the authoritarian power, or what we call it dictatorship in Thailand. Now, since you have seen by your own eyes when you came to Bangkok last May, you've seen that now the government as well as the military support, their backups, is quite strong. And the people are getting weaker and weaker. All the red church leaders, for example, have been detained. A lot of people now, about 400 up people, are now being detained in the prison, sometimes without seeing their lawyers, without charges even. So, to me, on the Thai rural areas, they do not know what to do except gathering together. Even in Bangkok, they want to talk. They want to talk about the problems what they are facing, but the special decree that has been announced by the government said that you cannot gather more than 5 people. And so, like this coming Sunday, the day after tomorrow, there would be a lot of people going to Chiang Mai, where is no such special decree being announced there. So on this line, I am saying that the Thai public or the lower class that you talk about cannot fight with the elite government, with the authoritarian government. And how do we come to the solution of this problem? This is the main topic tonight. Whether this should be solved inside Thailand, or should it be helped by the international community? This is the between the internal. I think we are now incapable to fight it with these snipers and big armies, very strong armies. We just got that tank from the Ukraine, from Russia. How do you see whether this should be solved internationally or internally?
Well, my view is it will always in the end be solved internally. Whatever international pressure we can bring to bear, we will all work to do. But these problems are always solved internally. It is always solved as a result of those in power losing their legitimacy. And I must say to you,
yes,
that Kun Absit and the other members of the junta have lost their legitimacy. They cannot wipe the blood off their hands. And this has rendered them very weak in the international community. They continue to make embarrassing mistakes, elevating a number of individuals in the recent military promotions who were involved in the massacre. Elevating them is a way, if you will, of demonstrating a lack of a willingness to reconcile. It demonstrates a belief in their own impunity. And as we can see by the Saudi reaction, it demonstrates a great deal of incompetence on the leadership of the government. They have damaged Thailand terribly through their incompetence in dealing with Saudi Arabia as just one country. So my view is that there is still a tremendous amount that can be done. It must all be done in a legal and non-violent manner, but there's a tremendous amount that can be done to demonstrate that this lack of legitimacy will be a barrier to reconciliation.
Well, I feel that the international community is not backing us the way we would have liked. And you look at foreign governments, they just sit back and do absolutely nothing. There's no real criticism of what's happening in Thailand. And how you look at that?
I would actually disagree. I believe that the United States, among many other countries, is horrified by what's going on in Thailand. Their willingness to speak out is one thing.
Yeah.
Their willingness to speak at a more discreet level about the grotesque human rights abuses is quite another.
Yeah.
As you can see by what Kun Avicet said concerning Saudi Arabia, this present group in the government really are not to be listened to. And when they tell you that they have foreign support, don't believe them. I mean, one of the most important things is to not believe their media.
Well,
not believe they are a weak and fearful group.
That's exactly what you're saying, weak and fearful. And but the problem for most Thais, though, is that what you see from your position in England, we get very, very little feedback and knowledge of that in Thailand, because we've been closed from all sorts of information, international information. And that's why also we feel that we are lacking the international backing and the international support. But I'm glad to hear you say that. When I speak to the normal people of Europe, they are sort of judging things more by what happened in May than looking at the real reason. And I would like to spend more time, if I could, to explain to people why things happened the way they did. Because we were condemned with this blood stunt, remember that one? And I went out in some European papers and I explained the Thai culture, because we must understand that we are talking about Thailand, we're talking about a Thai tradition, and we are talking about Thai culture. We cannot forget about that, and we must try to understand that, being foreigners. We cannot, or we should not change.
Let me put Grambo's view as a question, Robert. You mentioned, or you wrote yourself in your article, that now the problem of Thailand is a very strong internal colonization type of government. So the big question is, if they are that strong, at the present moment when you analyze the problems, what are the solutions or what are the alternatives that the internal solution to the problem by the Thai people alone could take place?
Well, quite frankly, there has to be this continued peaceful protest. There must be an ongoing demonstration of peaceful legal resistance. There must be, in the replacement of the media, there must be the use of the internet to communicate, the use of what we used to call in Russia many years ago samizdat, or the unconventional press to get out the news and the information. And there must be a diffusion of information about what is actually going on. The fact that the present government is treated by many other states is very important. The fact that the present government issues bogus charges of terrorism and that the world doesn't treat them seriously. The fact that Mr. Kasich goes to country after country attempting some form of favor in respect to Mr. Thaksin and simply humiliates himself. These are things people in Thailand need to know. And of course, there will be a report in respect to what happened in April and May. I'm sure the government will present one. I'm also sure we will present one. And there must be continuing focus on those events as a way of determining who was responsible for giving these innocents.
Okay, Robert, let me ask for your permission to take a break here for 2 minutes. And we would like to come up with the, you mentioned that the people of Thailand would like to move on. This people movement would need some knowledge, ideas with the free media. But we do not have that in Thailand now. Some of the newspapers have been closed, including ours. So many internets, more than 5,000 internets from Thailand, which are more progressive in their writings or their ideas, have been closed down by the government now. So the people movement would be very difficult on that case. You said yourself that we need a replacement of the media. That is a very big question here in Thailand. So we would like to have the international media coming and join. But so far we've seen local English newspapers, which are windows to the world for Thailand, are not really reporting the facts that's really happening in Thailand. We do not know what other medias that we can rely on. I would like to come back with that, whether also with some other questions on the international organizations like the FIDH, the Federation for Human Rights of the World, or even the ICC and ICCPR, whether they could involve to this problem in some ways. Let me take a break for 2 minutes and then we'll come back. Don't go away yet. ท่านผู้ชมที่กำลังชมรายการอยู่ผมเรียนว่าวันนี้ถ้าท่านฟังเป็นภาษาอังกฤษยังไม่ถนัดนี่ผมเรียนขออนุญาตท่านเพื่อจะกลับมาพูดคุยกันอีกรอบนึงเพื่อที่จะได้พูดจากันเป็นภาษาไทยเดี๋ยวผมจะนำรายการนี้ไปใส่ไตเติลเป็นภาษาไทยเพื่อที่ท่านจะได้เข้าใจอีกครั้งหนึ่งขอพักสัก2 นาทีเดี๋ยวกลับมาครับ